Cool. Now, one of my favorite parts about this entire course, something that I've put in so much time and effort, is the get to know your meal plan section. Now, you've probably sneak peeked it and jumped ahead and had a bit of a look. Hopefully you've watched and read the content in the BBC meal plan fundamentals section, and now we're diving into, I guess, the grunt of it all, clarifying your goals that you are after in this program and identifying the protocols around each goal. Now, I've summarized them into 3 unique targets that you may or may not be going for. We've got the fat loss transformation, last stubborn fat loss focus with a little bit more booty, and seriously curvy lean muscle gains. Now, which one should I go into? I don't know. I'm kind of leaning on the edge of this one. I'm kind of leaning on the edge of this one. I've got you covered. Now, traditionally, I've made this really simple. If I have a body type that looks like this, and you can always click this picture to enlarge, then I should go on this program. If I have a body type that looks like this, so this is a little bit of skinny fat, or like really like fit and trim, then I'll do this. Or if I'm absolutely shredded, underweight, and just looking a little bit more petite, then I'll jump on this program. It's that simple. So if you're still iffing and arming, I've written down in dot points like which program probably suits your background the most. For example, the fat loss transformation, typically it's like a history of yo-yo dieting. If food is likely to become a stress coping mechanism, you can read this in your own time, but I've written this for literally every single version. The hardest point is probably like if you're in the middle of this, if you're not quite sure which one to go to, I've already written what I recommend with the smiley faces as well. So head over to there, and in terms of like a healthy goal, in terms of what to aim for in this next 30 to 90 days, I've written it here like the healthy goal to go for. Now, obviously, those who have a lot more weight to lose, if you're like beginning your fat loss journey, or if you've taken a lot of time off between trying to lose fat, gain weight, whatnot, those who have had a significant period of time off between starting and your last workout, so I'm talking months and months, serious dedicated focus, you're likely to get a greater result than what I've displayed here on these charts. Those who have been dieting for a while, these are probably more accurate, and then you've got those outliers who are just the outliers of both sections. So you've got some people who might struggle to lose a lot of weight, and some people who might struggle to really put on a lot of weight, and then vice versa. You've got the outliers of those who just have these crazy genetics, these crazy metabolisms, these crazy responses to the meals, the programs, the exercises, who are just going to freakishly lose weight and or put on muscle, a bit of both. So yeah, have a look, dive in, click on the photos, and then essentially you just want to pick one of these 3. And then I've got a recommended, okay, what do I do after I complete the fat loss transformation? I recommend you either, I've got this for each single one, so you can read that in your own time. It's a really great read. After you've completed this, I'll get you to click on this link and it'll take you to the BBC calorie and macro calculator. Now, I've literally created this for you guys. Not gonna lie, the very first edition of the booty building challenge was a do it for you, like do it yourself. So I created this calculator thinking, okay, I'm just going to give it to the world and it's just going to identify everything for them. But in my eyes, like that meal plan, that custom meal plan is where the magic happens, and having that extra accountability, that extra motivation from someone pushing you and refining and critiquing like the entire journey for you, that's what's going to get you not only results, but help you build up the habits to get the long-term consistency in place. So this calculator, it's bloody amazing, and I'm still refining it as we go, so you can always come back to this if I ever shoot you a message saying there's been an update. Essentially, you want to jump into this calculator, zoom out to 75%, and you can just follow these steps here. So how to use this calculator: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You want to go to File, make a copy, and then you'll get your own version that you can edit. What essentially this does for you, you just have to fill in two spots, and it calculates everything for you in terms of how many calories I should be eating per day, how much protein I should be eating per day, how much fats as a minimum I should be eating, and how many carbs I've left over, and then the percentages between each of those macronutrients and how many calories are dedicated towards them. So this will be a way for you to just get a really thorough understanding of what you should be expecting to eat in terms of macros. So a little get to know your body. Now, if you are working in kilos and can't be bothered finding a weight converter, this is exactly why I created this. So if you're 83 kilos, that comes off to 183 pounds. We'll put 183 pounds here. I'll get you to read as well, like all these little bits and pieces, because they're just going to tell you, like, these calorie and macro percentages are based on you completing the booty building challenge plus a few longer walks throughout the week, the active rest phases, which you'll see in the program. And we'll refine it based on what is working for you, what isn't working for you. So if you were 83 kilos, this is the amount of calories that would actually, if you ate this amount of calories, 2,745 per day, you wouldn't gain weight, you wouldn't lose weight. Now, protein, you've probably seen in the previous module, is that this minimum amount of protein intake is there. Oops, that's the formula. It recommends 150 grams per day. We want to really hit our protein intakes, because that means you'll be losing fat rather than muscle. And again, body fat percentage is the goal here. Body fat percentage is the greater indicator of health, fitness, and aesthetics, rather than what the weight on the scale is projecting. So, and that's essentially eyeballing it. There are things like DEXA scans, which can actually semi-accurately get a little bit of your accurate body fat percentage, but a lot of it comes down to visualization, and it comes down to those pictures that I put down at the start of this module. So if you were on the fat loss transformation, if that was your goal and your starting weight is 83 kilos, this is the calorie intake we'd be expecting for you. I want everyone to be gunning for a minimum of 50 grams of fat per day, just to keep your hormones healthy and active, and you're not in like a poor state of hormone production. Like, we don't want to be under performing or overperforming in terms of hormone capabilities. And carbs, that's a lot of carbs, like 324 calories. So what I'd probably recommend here is we just bump up that fat intake to say 90 grams, and that reduces carbs to 234. So yeah, you can always take this as well, because you'll be syncing if we go back to the Get to Know Your Meal Plan, step 3 is syncing your MyFitnessPal app to the BBC app. Now, you've probably already done this because it's in the step-by-step guide in Prep Week. But what you can do as well is in that MyFitnessPal app, you can actually put down your percentage goals, so 26, 35 or 40, and that can recalculate things in MyFitnessPal for you, instead of having to always put down 150 grams. This is the key number. 150 grams and your calorie intake. 150 grams protein, calorie intake, minimum 50 grams of fat, and then we enjoy the day, the night, the evenings with as many carbs and fats as possible, just to try and round out that day. Now I'll let you guys read through this as well in your own time, but I've just got a bunch of different extra rules on top of this little calorie calculator. So if you're an active person, active job, this is what you should do. If you're sedentary office lifestyle, drive or tram to work, do this. And you're not walking, I've got a little a BMI calculator link to a different thing. So it kind of indicates to if you're very overweight, I'll probably get you to have really specific calorie targets that we'll go over actually in our first call, in our check-in calls, and our one-on-ones. But this just gives you a greater understanding and thorough knowledge about calories to an extent, and what I do and don't want you to be aiming for. But again, this will be completely re-tailored to what you're after in life. Nice. And those who are under eating, we'll go through this in your one-on-ones. Excuse me, I've got a little, I hope it's not cold coming through. Hopefully it's just being cold here in Melbourne in winter. But yeah, I'll get you to read through this as well in your own time. In the step 4, I haven't linked this quite correctly, but it's just the second tab of the program, of the sheet. So if you go down to tab 2, BBC meal plan, it's just that breakdown of the page, which I've already seen in the fundamentals section of the BBC meal plan. So this is just the Excel version of that website page, and I've actually even linked the website page here. So read through this. It's just a bit more of a greater breakdown and thorough understanding. And if we go down, an additional request. So this is the recommended grocery list, meal plans, snacks, and pre and post workout. So if we go to the recovery dieting module, we've got all these links. These are essentially all on the one page except the supplement guide, and I'm still uploading the Sleeping Superpowers video for you. But if we click on this, it'll take us to this page. Now this has taken me quite a while. I recommend you dive in, try and find some meal inspiration if you're kind of looking for recommendations on what you do and don't want in your meal plan. So let's just say you're getting bored with something. Jack, I want to do this, I want to implement this. I'll change your meal plan based on what you do and don't want, and what's working, what's not working. So you might even find a couple of those meals that I've recommended for you on this site as well, depending on how you've answered that survey that I gave out to you. Now, the meal plan here, beautiful. Now we've got a bunch of different recommendations, a bunch of different themes. Oh, my brain just stopped working. So breakfast, Mexican, popular mains, salads, vegetarian, vegan, desserts, the staples that I'll be talking about in our one-on-ones, but you can also dive into here. Pre and post workout snacks, recommended grocery list, but I'll be giving you probably a custom list as well based on the actual meal plan I'm giving you, and recommended substitutes. So if you're ever on the run, if you're ever on the run and I'm not answering back to you straight away on the BBC app, then you can always go down to the recommended substitutes and try and find a bit of hints and ideas, or hit up the Facebook group as well. So I recommended breakfast, brunch, and snacks. So I've got poached eggs. These are all like the really great meals, but hand-picked recipes. So for example, like English muffin breakfast pizza. If I was to click this, you'd think, oh my god, there's no way that's like low calorie and fulfilling and high protein. But if we click on it, people don't quite realize like English muffin is really low calorie for what you get. Like, you're thinking it's like oil because it's just associated with like a McMuffin, like a McDonald's meal, but it's actually one of like the healthier bread alternatives that lower calorie, higher protein. And then if you add certain elements, so if you avoid certain elements, so avoid putting butter on it, it actually becomes a really low calorie snack. So here we've got ham instead of bacon. I know we've got Canadian bacon here, but you can always swap out for turkey bacon or put on ham, and it can always be like modified and tweaked. So I've got the 10 minutes prep, 10 minutes cook, and that's generous. Calories, protein, carbs, these are all here alongside the actual recipe, the ingredients. I've always got extra notes on the ingredients section to make it feel better, and directions on like how to do it. So step 1, step 2, step 3, really easy. And then just on every single recipe, tag me in it, and I'll share it to the group as well. Let me get a quick. I hope I'm not getting a cold. Probably am. Okay, beautiful. If we keep scrolling down, so what I really want to emphasize as well here is if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, or if you're just sick of, say, you just don't want to add an egg, if you don't want to add ham, if you have these little elements of particularity in your diet, but you want this in your meal plan, and you want me to add it and change it, be like, Jack, look, I really want the strawberry smoothie bowl, but it's a bit high in calories. It's 428 calories. I want something that's a little bit less calories, but I want like a little bit of extra fruit. I'll fix it up, I'll change it, I'll prep it and shoot you a revision into your one-on-one meal plan. So yeah, you can use this page literally as inspiration if you've run out of things to do. So peanut butter oats, yeah, beautiful. I won't dive all the way into this because you can read it in your own time, but I've also got like my tips for breakfast meals, and this is going all the way down. So chicken salad burrito bowl, I've put in Mexican because I love Mexican food, as you can see. A popular main, so you can again substitute this for things that you do and don't want. When looking for inspiration, some people don't like mushrooms. MR means mushrooms. And I guess this is also like an educational tool as well, because if we look at here, like chicken Caesar salad, usually that is so calorie dense because of the sauces, but this recipe here, it's low calorie because I think the sauce we've used and put into this recipe is like a low calorie dressing. Let's have a look. Caesar salad dressing, but a low calorie version. So the key is like when you're going shopping, if I put this in your meal plan, you look for the low calorie option. If not, then we'll swap it out of your diet as well. And I've tried to find like the lowest calorie versions of all these. So if you're on the seriously curvy meal plan, and you're like, oh Jack, I really want the Mediterranean salad, but it's only 74 calories. Well, hit me up and I'll edit your recipe so it adds more calories to it, so it's easier to eat and hit your macros for the day. More tips. I really love my salads, but I don't like eating salads, but I've found a way to eat salads that are really great. So vegetarian inspired, look, don't get frightened if you're not vegetarian. I'll put this in your meal because a lot of these things can be put down as sides and vice versa. So if you are vegetarian and you see things on the meal like pizza, I'll just simply swap out chicken for tofu or something. Beautiful. And same with vegan as well. So if you see vegan mac and cheese but you're not vegan, maybe I've put some extras in there, and maybe you just want like a bit of a meat break I know some girls just really love having a break from meat for a little while. We'll find a way to work around it. Beautiful snacks and desserts. So these can be paired for pre and post workout snacks as well as look, if you really want, we can have this for breakfast. I'm not gonna lie. And that brings us to like the booty building staples and post workout, so workout snacks. So if we go to the very top of the page and click pre and post workout snacks, it's going to bring you all the way down to the bottom. Pre-workout, I've got it all here in orange. You can read through it. A lot of it's just essentially like we're looking for food some people just don't eat when they actually need to and want to work out. So it's trial and error. But if you really want to eat something, these are my go-tos. Plus, we'll refine it based on what works for you the most. Post-workout, we really want to get some protein and carbs just to replenish and restore those muscles. That's where the growth really comes from resting. And these are my staples that you'll see me bring up throughout the course, throughout your program. Craving crushes, very low to no calorie, classic snacks. How to substitute what to eat when you're in a takeaway situation. So I've got everything from Subway to burger joints, aka McDonald's, pizza, service station, fish and chips, my recommended go-tos, and the grocery list. So again, if we go to the top of the page, in this side menu, recommended grocery list, that's going to bring you all the way down to this little section. So these are the best fruits that I've found that are high protein, low calorie. And fruits aren't high in protein, but they're the highest versions of fruit, and they've also got a lot of fiber, these fruits. So what you want to be doing is you want to be having these fruits in total rather than having the juice versions of them, if that makes sense. So chuck them in blenders, chuck them in everything. These are the golden fruits that you want to eat when we do eat them. Same with veggies. You can go through these in your own time, but you'll notice we've got calories and protein to the side here. So some veggies just have a little bit more protein, so button mushrooms, for the calories that you get for them. Snacks with your mains, you'll go through this. We might even go through this on our one-on-one call as well. So I won't bore you. You can have a little read through this, but here I've got versions like those who are on the seriously curvy challenge. This section here is really for you. So fat sources. This is if you're struggling to hit your calories, this is going to be a really golden list for you. So fattier meats rather than leaner meats, and nuts and spreads that are going to be really great for bumping up those calories that you can add into things like shakes and whatnot. Protein snacks, protein meats, protein sources, and then high calorie protein meats for those who are in the seriously curvy. Vegan and vegetarian protein options. Because I know you might be familiar with 5 of these, but the other 6, it could be a great alternative as well if you're a meat eater and you're just looking for that break. Drinks, now low calorie, no calorie drinks. You don't want to be drinking them unless you're on the Seriously Curvy app. Recommended condiments and spices and things to make baking a little bit easier and funner. And just buy this stuff eventually over time when you can, because they you need a blender you don't need it, but I recommend it. Beautiful. And recommended substitutes. You can read through this in your own time. I might have even brought it up in the other module. But yeah, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, but we want to switch to craving crushes, switch to craving crushes. Little things like doing this for almost every meal, swapping out the higher dense ice cream for the low calorie ice cream. And what I've actually been doing lately is low fat mousse, which is a cheaper alternative to Halo Top ice cream, but the same amount of protein and calories, so it's been $4 instead of $10 Australian for a tub, which has been sick. And by the way, I eat a couple of protein bars a day because my craving crusher is just wanting to eat chocolate, and I have a sweet tooth. My God, I've got a sweet tooth. So read through these. Microwave popcorn, my bloody go-to. You'll probably see this in the program if you're on the fat loss diets. And then just go through these. These are really great tools and habits that you can really implement into like your everyday social life. I've got a little bit here about alcohol as well, but you'll see down the road that we've got an alcohol actual version. I just haven't uploaded the video yet. Nice. Anything else here? Muffin, poached egg, supplement guide. So I haven't got a video dedicated to the supplement guide because I keep bringing it up in these modules. So I'll bring it up now. Again, these are like recommended items. You don't need them, but what I just recommend you to do, watch this video. Gives you a bit of an idea of what could be causing certain things in your body. I'm not saying that they are causations. They could just be correlation. So I'm not saying that you are lacking iron because you're lacking energy. You could just be in a unmotivating career, job, whatnot. So this is just a little bit of extra, like I said, an extra kick just in case you are deficient in some of these nutrients. Cool. And just give these a bit of a read. These are my recommended. Again, like I've handpicked these. So if my mum or if my sister wanted help with supplements, I would literally give them these links, literally give them only these supplements to start off with. I wouldn't stretch it out anything beyond. Like that's how deeply I care about these recommendations. That's how powerful they are. So give it a read, give it a look over, give it a look see, and we'll go from there. Cool. So the actual meal plan itself, we'll be going over it one-on-one. And again, I just want to remind you that if you're traveling, if you're going to a restaurant, if you just give me like 1 to 2 days notice if you can, and I'll try and give you a bit more recommended options to what to eat, what not to eat, what to avoid. And keep updating those calorie trackers in MyFitnessPal app, because as you can see, like the diet is so important to succeeding in your body transformation. And I'm gonna give you as many awesome tools as I can as possible to help you succeed. And now it's just a matter of tracking and keeping accountability on yourself through the apps and the resource that I've given you. Essentially, I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. So now's the fun part. Get to learn how to master and love your diet, as seen in the 80-20 list. So really excited. Let's bring it home. Let's get it cracking. Cheers, guys. We'll talk to you in a bit.